gonna just let that beat. Rock. Just let it rock.
Oh, I didn't even fade us out today.
Now you know it fades out itself. I faded out the original audio.
Oh, you telling me I've been working on that thing, putting that puppy down this whole time?
Bro, I faded it out myself on the edit when I bounced it after I produced it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here every episode bringing it down as if...
You're good, bro.
All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Got a couple people in the chat already. What up, Seeker? Surrender Films, what's up? Yeah, yo. Ozark is back.
Ozark is back, and I'm excited for it. I already started watching this season because that show is so goddamn crazy that I wait for it every single time.
Yeah, I've already started as well. This season's interesting in the sense that they're doing like 2 parts, right? They never did this before.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This season of Ozark is unique in the sense that they're doing 2 parts.
They're doing 2 parts, like they're cutting the season in half?
Yeah, you seen like if you go on Netflix and you go to like, season 4, it says like season 4 part 1. And there's only like 8 episodes, I think.
I didn't even see that. I just run with it because they're so goddamn good at just feeding me an episode after an episode after an episode that all I do is play the first one and then they just take it from there.
Only reason I know is because my dad hadn't watched it before. This is my dad's first time experiencing Ozark. And my dad watches shit quick. My dad's retired, you know what I'm saying? He watches shit like, one day.
Yeah.
And he loves ruining movies and shows for people. So he comes downstairs. He's like, yo, that show Ozark, that dude, fuck around with the Mexicans, bro. You got to watch out. He was like, what's up? New episodes like next week or what's going on? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, it just finished like the girl. I was like, whoa, don't fucking tell me.
Damn, don't, and you don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you either. I'm not going to ruin anything. But that's when I looked into it and I was like, oh, it's part 1. Part 2 will come out. Don't know when.
Okay. Well, I haven't finished, I guess, the part 1 yet. The customers extend the monthly sub. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it's connected somehow.
Maybe.
But I'm ready to wait.
You know what? I didn't even think about
this long.
that. So real quick, if you're listening to us on Spotify or any of the audio platforms, what Justin's referring to or what we're referring to, Spaz is in the chat just said it's that them doing a 2-part series is a way to have customers extend their it's possibly a way to have customers extend their subscription, which does make sense, right? Because people sometimes people just get the show for like, a month just to watch, and then they cancel their subscription.
I can't lie. I just did that with Yellow Jackets.
I don't blame. What was it was a Prime, right? Or Showtime?
Well, I had Prime, but I did the 1 week free Showtime, and then I just watched the season across the week. I watched about an episode a day, and then just canceled my sub.
Yeah. I definitely have done that before. I've done that for YouTubers that do like special events. Like there's one YouTuber I watch. His name is Adam LZ. That's the name of the channel, Adam LZ. And he did like Mary and Joseph.
You're the only person I know that doesn't have your phone on vibrate. Like in regular life.
Like all the time?
Like in like normal daily life.
Yeah. I'm never at a place where like I work from home alone. So like my phone doesn't really ever bother anybody because I'm alone. But
no, I mean just in like it gives me anxiety when my phone rings out loud. It's like, and I'm like,
I want to hear that shit though. My chick is like that. She does that fucking silent shit. I hate it. Cause then it's like, yo, I hit you up. My bad. My phone was on silent. Or it's like, if she look at her phone, she'll be like, oh my God, so-and-so called me an hour ago. And I'm just like, why the fuck is your phone on silent?
Cause I don't know. I just get, it just makes me anxious when I hear a phone ringing out loud. If it's someone else's phone or it's my phone I don't like that shit. I put it on vibrate. I think it works for me.
I'm not going to forget to go back to what I was saying, but I do agree with you in the sense that my phone was fucking loud. They shouldn't all be that loud. Like you don't need to have your phone on maximum volume to fucking to hear it ring. So I'll give you that. But what I was saying is that I once did that too. There was a YouTuber that I watched, Adam LZ. He had this like YouTubers drift competition where he invited like other big automotive YouTubers to and he rented out a track and he did like this drift competition, gave away a bunch of money and a Corvette. And in order to access it, you needed to be a member of his page, and it was like $9.99 a month.
Yeah.
So I forked up to $9.99. Waited till the end of the month, or actually I canceled it, and it gives you the membership for the whole month, and it actually just expired today. They were kind of like, "Hey, your subscription has expired. Are you sure you don't want to come back?"
Yeah, and I wanted, before we go back to Ozark, Surrender in the chat talking about rest in peace to Louise. That was if anybody knows Trey Mark, that was his late mother. She actually just passed. So that's actually where I'm going after this podcast. So rest in peace to Louise. Tell the people that you love them while they're here. That's it's just, you never promised. And Surrender, I appreciate you bringing that up, but yeah, man, I'm gonna call you when I leave here too. So back to this Ozark season, because it is interesting. This Ozark season is different. It's a little different, and we're starting to see a little bit of a different side of the family, that we haven't seen before. So I'm intrigued. Go ahead. You were going to say something about it.
I don't know what to say that I don't want to give anything away, because the show is like it. When was it? Friday?
I don't know exactly when it came out.
The season's brand new. There's many people who either didn't know it was even out, or only watched one episode. So I will not ruin it for everybody, but I will tell you that it picked up right where it left off. They didn't start off slow. I went to YouTube, and I always, whenever a new season of something comes out that I hadn't watched in a year, I always watch like those YouTube recaps. Like, I can't watch like a 2-minute. I need like a 15-minute explanation of what happened like last season. And I watched that, jump right back in it, dude. Just watching the recap on YouTube, like, amped me up for the show. I was like, oh shit, I forgot all this happened. Oh, it's about to go down.
Yeah, you already know that it's about to be lit, because it reminds you of all the crazy stuff that you forgot. And the recaps are good because they'll bring you to crazy stuff from earlier that may get called back or something like that, may be brought up again. And it's been episodes and episodes ago, but they'll show it to you in the middle of the recap where it makes sense in the story. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, that's right, that happened in season 2 or whatever, or season 1, and now it's coming back to haunt the character, whichever one. Yeah,
listen, if you guys aren't watching Ozark on Netflix, definitely check it out. I 1000% recommend it. Super good show. And after you watch Ozark, you could watch like Yellow Jackets on Showtime.
Yeah, Ozark is the one. You do need a little bit of time with Ozark because it's a few seasons, but worth the watch.
Definitely a good show.
And Jason Bateman is phenomenal in that movie. His ability to stay chill, in that show, his ability to stay chill is mind-blowing.
It's almost like that's like his persona, right? Like the never get crazy kind of. Not saying I'm not putting the guy in a box, but it just fits. He's just doing such a good job at that role. It's almost like I believe that that's the way he is in real life too.
Yeah, and he's similar like that in each movie.
He's like he's neurotic, but it's all internal.
Yeah, agreed. But it's fun to watch, and it's just watch it,
dude. His wife is crazy, right? His chick is getting crazy.
Well,
no, I'm talking, and she's been crazy since last season. Halfway through last season, she started getting crazy.
Yeah, she was crazy.
So all I'm saying is that,
hey, I know, I'm just trying to stop you from saying something you'll regret.
Yeah, I'm not saying he should put her on a leash or she's less than because she's his wife. I'm just saying she's getting crazy.
Wait, who said that?
Well, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just saying I wasn't going to say that.
I was like, all right. I was like, I'm talking about don't spoil it. No, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking anything about it, Whoa, hey, bring it back now.
I'm just not going to leave anything up to interpretation. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you how I feel.
I hear you, bro, for sure. Where are we going?
We're going right into the NFL playoffs, man.
The NFL playoffs, and had it costing me goddamn money.
Yo, I've never been a big gambler. Never, ever have I been a big gambler. I'm the kind of guy that you go to a casino with me and like I'm going to bring like $100, like tops. And once I lose that $100, or if I even get close to doubling up, I'm pulling out, Yeah. I'm not like big on gambling. I understand the allure behind it. Yeah, it feels good. But I don't want to lose my money,
Yeah.
So FanDuel, you can now, or just sports betting in general through these like apps is now legal in New York State. So you can bet on sports, and it's a new thing, and man, am I losing money. Particularly on these fucking NFL playoff games.
It's tough to bet on team sports, man.
So I didn't do any like weird like parlays or anything like that. Like I just straight up picked the winners. So I wasn't gonna bet on the
Well, you didn't pick the winners.
I I picked who I wanted to win.
Yeah. No, you picked the losers.
Obviously.
You picked all the losers.
I kept picking losers. In hindsight, like I should have done like over-unders, like things like that. Things that are a little easier to predict than who's going to fucking win this game.
I meant to tell you, bro. You know, Seeker was at that Bucks game.
Yeah, I seen it on his Instagram.
Yeah, he was at that Bucks game. But that was a crazy game, bro. When Tom Brady tied that up, bro, you texted me. You were like, because you sent me it. I misinterpreted the bet.
Yeah, you thought I was betting on the Rams.
I thought you took the Rams.
Listen to this, guys. Tampa Bay versus the Rams. The game starts. I get to my boy's house a little bit late. Buccaneers are losing. I think it's still the first quarter. And so I look at the money lines. Their Tampa Bay is now plus like 2 and change, right? And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna put some money in on this. I'll pick them. They start losing even worse. It gets like dirty. It's like 20-3 at this point.
Jesus.
And I'm like, fuck, it's getting fucking bad. And I look at the money line again. Now they're plus 980. So I'm like, it's fucking Tom Brady.
Yeah, it is Tom Brady, man. If I'm whoever was creating that, doing the line,
I don't know if they're factoring this guy in.
Tom Brady is different. You don't just go based on numbers and by probability. This man defies physics.
Yeah, so it's plus 980. What that means is for every $100 you put in, you'll get $980. If you put $1,000 in, you'll get $9,800. So on and so forth. That's what that plus 980 means. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna throw another $100 at it, right? Like, where's the harm here?
Why not?
It's Tom Brady. So at this point, I'm like fully vested. And you guys, I said it before, I'm not like this huge NFL fan. I don't follow NFL nearly as like close as I'll follow like, mixed martial arts or anything like that. Like that, I'm not a big NFL guy. So it's not like I've been watching all season and I know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm betting with my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm betting on Tom Brady being Tom Brady.
And showing up when it's time.
Showing up when it's time to show up. And sure enough, as predicted, Tom Brady starts running it up in the second half, doing his thing, ties up the game at the end. And, unfortunately, they didn't win. He did rally back. I text Justin, there's like 3 minutes left on the clock to the Rams fumble. Buccaneers get the ball back, and I'm like, holy shit, it's gonna fucking happen.
I was busy losing money on the Knicks while you were over there actually watching a great game.
Yeah, then he ties the game up. I'm like, Justin,
you text me.
This guy
you were like, you better put this game on. Tom Brady about to tie it.
And he did.
Yeah,
and he did. Oh man.
That's exactly what you say. You say, you better put this game on. Tom Brady about to tie it. And by the time I put it on, it was tied. I was like, this guy is ridiculous, man.
Oh man, I was distraught, to say the least. And then this is how crazy my mind is. I was like, oh my God, I just lost like X amount of dollars. I'm going to make it up on the Bills game.
Yeah.
I'm like fully committed at this point.
That's how it goes. I lost my original, I bet, was it the Knicks? Who the hell did I bet on?
Whatever, Mero. I just thought for sure, and I had this bet, and I was like, I'm gonna pick the Bills to win, and this guy to score 3 touchdowns, and this to happen, and I end up not locking in the bet because I was like, whatever, like I don't want to lose any more money, and then the motherfuckers lose. I was like, God, thank God I didn't pick these dudes.
So this is what I was betting basketball while you were betting football, right? So I bet the Knick game. I bet the under 193.5 points total, both teams combined. I was like, maybe they won't score that much. Maybe people will play some defense this game. Then it just becomes like a layup line. It becomes a drill. Everybody's just scoring layups right down the middle. Right down the middle. I'm like, yo, are y'all trying to take my money?
Basketball is a game where you could hit like a combined like 230, right?
Bro, it's not. I guess.
115,
yeah, absolutely. It didn't used to be that way. It's that way the last couple of years. Like that was not a thing. Like back in the day, games would end, like 98 to like 87.
How long ago? Like when you were in high school, was it like that?
Yeah, not even just like years back. Like now, I'd probably say between the last 5 and 10 years, the 3-point shot has skyrocketed in terms of its use. It never used to be used as much as it is now. Like if you had somebody that could shoot the lights out, it was rare that dudes were just shooting the lights out from 3-point. Now, every goddamn team has 3 guys that's smacking like 3 threes a game. So it's like, so exponentially the game is just increasing in points, and plus nobody plays defense anymore. And then, and fouls get called for everything, which they have gotten a little better with allowing some contact. But fouls, they get called so often that like people are hesitant to play defense because they don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
But this is what I bet that and I lost. Betting on a game will make you think super differently. I mean, it's a Knick game and I'm a Knick fan for life. I find myself hoping they're going to miss some free throws because I just want to hit the under.
Dude, I never realized it, but putting some money on the line would completely change what you
It changed your entire perception.
What you want to happen is different now. It's not about, your team winning. It's about making sure, the numbers are right. I lost money fucking Saturday, too. UFC 270, really good event. Great fights. We'll just go through the co-main and the main because that's what we spoke about last episode.
Yeah. So it was a pretty shitty card, to be honest. I shouldn't say shitty.
Really? I just fucking amped it up. I said it was great.
Well, the last 2 fights were really good.
The last 2 fights were good.
Were great, which we knew. Mm-hmm. But the other fights...
Prieto fight was good.
It actually was. I thought that was actually going to be fine. Let me take all that back.
It wasn't that bad of a card. On paper, it was a bad card.
I wouldn't say a bad card.
No, on paper, it wasn't an exciting card.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't like I wasn't hyped for it.
Yeah.
But it was all right.
They were in Anaheim. It wasn't like a fight card that you would see in Vegas or New York. It was like,
well, I think they're probably holding back on who they're going to put on until they open it up completely and allow people to just do what they want. I mean, you don't want to have a Conor McGregor fight with COVID restrictions.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
So Brandon Moreno fought Davidson Figueiredo for the bantamweight title, the 135-pound title. What's so funny? What's in the chat? Tell me. What is it?
Me and Jay had money on Australian Open. Don't get drunk and stay up till 2:30 watching tennis.
Yeah, bro, that shit will happen. So putting money on it gets you so much more invested. Like, this is why I remember growing up and being like, why is everybody so crazy about sports? Everyone's like, let's go. It's like, I know why. Because he got $2,000 on his game.
Yeah.
If it's like, if they win the game, I make 10 grand.
Yeah,
dude. I might have to start painting my chest and my face.
Bro, that little couple dollars I had on those games were all like, I was gonna have like a $1,600 fucking payout.
I'll tell you, yeah, bro. That, and tell them what the bet was. You bet like $100 on that Bucks when you doubled down, and that was gonna turn you like $1,100 return. I was like,
plus 980, dude. I bet when they were down by like 20 something points.
Yo, and being that it's Tom Brady, it's not even a crazy bet. When you showed me that bet, I was like, nice. I was like, damn, I should have did that.
They're losing by 3 like scoring abilities, like scoring chances. They need 3 touchdowns to catch back up. And I threw another. I was like, I doubled down. I was like, fuck it. I'm back in it.
It was such a crazy return. I looked at it, I was like, damn, son. I was like, maybe I should go check that shit out. And I was like, nah, it's too late. I was like, let me just chill out. I was already losing money with the goddamn Knick game. Then I put money on the shit Lakers. And that's how money gets you crazy. I hate LeBron James. I hate that.
You almost bought a jersey just to cheer him on,
bro,
that night.
Please, man. Let's get back to the fights because fuck the NBA.
Go ahead.
So that fight, the Brandon Moreno and the Davidson Figueiredo fight,
which was the co-main event.
The co-main, that fight, it ended differently. I think, to be honest, that Brandon Moreno got robbed in that fight. I think Brandon Moreno won that fight.
So I think the reason why I'll agree with you in the sense that if he hadn't gotten sat down so many times, he got put down a couple times in that fight. And I think
But he got dropped from a strike?
Yes. 100%, multiple times.
Okay.
And that's what I think won Figueiredo the fight.
But then you got a knockdown like that. Do you equate that to a takedown?
Now, a knockdown is much more effective than a takedown. I think it's what you got to be. If I'm talking like a point system, I think the knockdown's worth more than the takedown.
And why is that?
because I think that it inflicts more damage.
Depends, because Brandon Moreno recovered very quickly. But I guess you're right. It could inflict more damage.
It turns into like a fucking a grappling match at that point. Like Brandon Moreno didn't stand up. Like he wasn't getting knocked down and standing back up.
Yeah.
So I just think that a knockdown, a knockdown, dude, a takedown could result in they could both result in TKOs, right? Because you can knock somebody down, get on top of them, and they'll stop the fight from strikes. You could take somebody down and rain elbows, and they'll stop the fight TKO. So they both can result in the same thing, but I just think that the likelihood of you finishing somebody is higher from a knockdown than it would be from a takedown.
Okay, I could see you saying that it inflicts more damage. So, all right, so interesting, because I give a good amount of credit for takedowns, especially with some ground control. If they take you down and you can't get up, and they're just on top of you, and you can't figure out how to get up, that's a lot of control. But I think I agree with the strike.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll give you that too, because I definitely will look at a fight and see who had that ground control. If this fight spent the whole entire time, this 5 minutes on the ground, the dude had 4 minutes and 30 seconds of ground control. Like he held you there that whole time, and you couldn't do anything about it. Because I guarantee you, someone's on top of you for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Like you wanted to get out and you couldn't. Yeah,
exactly. So, it ended up going the distance, and based on the judges' scorecards, they gave it to Davidson Figueiredo. And he's the new champ. Got the belt back.
Champ. It's the third fight. Now there's going to be a fourth fight.
I'm so sick of the same guys fighting each other all the time.
It's really going to be like a trilogy, because the first fight was a draw. Second fight, Moreno wins rear naked choke. Third fight, this guy wins on the card. I
don't know why they fought a third time.
I don't know.
Why did they ever fight a third time? The first fight was a draw. The second fight, Brandon Moreno cracks him, takes his back, and strangles him and makes him tap.
And he came in overweight, right?
Not this fight.
Figueiredo didn't come in overweight. Not this fight. That fight when he choked him.
Yeah, that's what. Maybe he did. I think he did.
Yeah.
So he came over. He didn't make weight. Like, that is an ultimate. Brandon Moreno doesn't need to fight you again.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to fight you again.
Yeah, you're right. And if I'm Brandon Moreno, in hindsight, I'm like, why the fuck did I fight this fucking guy?
I have no idea. Dana's like, nice. Now we got to have a fourth one. Like, but me, I would have never taken, for what?
And I don't know if he beats him again.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't know if he beats Figueiredo again. I picked Figueiredo. I think you could quote me if I'm wrong if you watched last week, but I'm pretty sure I picked Figueiredo. I might have not. But real quick, we'll just get to go straight to the main event.
Yeah. I did bet on that Brandon Moreno fight.
I bet on that fight too, and I lost.
I bet that he was gonna stop him in the fourth TKO, and that wasn't even close to happening in the fourth.
I bet it was gonna go over 2.5 rounds, which it did, and then I bet that Moreno was gonna win. I got like this option. No, I bet Moreno was gonna win by TKO knockout.
Okay, so you did end up winning.
I won the over on the time, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And then main event, Francis Ngannou, Ciryl Gane. I said last week that Ciryl Gane was going to submit him in the second round.
I said that Francis was going to knock him out in the first. I actually put money that Francis was going to knock him out in the first, which didn't happen, and I was a little worried, but we saw a different side of Francis.
Yeah, saw Francis. We saw some jiu-jitsu out of him. Seen some grappling. We've seen a whole different dude.
Yeah, a whole different
guy.
It
went to decision. He won. And did he say he had a torn MCL?
Yeah, he said a torn MCL, ACL. I don't know when it happened, but that would explain those knee pads he was wearing, those knee guards.
I thought we were watching a WWE event when I seen that motherfucker come out in them knee pads.
You thought he was going to be like...
Yeah. I thought he was going to throw one into the crowd. Right? Either that or he just came from laying tile somewhere.
Yeah. So I was impressed. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was impressed with Francis. I was impressed with his grappling. I was impressed with the little things. I was impressed with his hip position. I was impressed with his takedown defense, with his sprawls, with his ability to engage in the clinch and not run from it. I saw him differently. He was positioning his hips against the fence. Anyway, we don't need to get into all this, but I was definitely impressed. He ended up just out grappling him, landed some big strikes, and
the second he went for a takedown, I was like, oh, this is a different dude in here. I shouldn't have bet against you.
Yeah.
I wish I would have known he was wearing those knee pads beforehand. I wouldn't have bet against him.
Yeah, you should have known. You should have been paying attention, bro. Yeah, they didn't have that. Should have had that on DraftKings.
Yeah, no, they didn't have this. Is he going to come out in knee pads? Another thing that's like super fucking viral today, that's kind of everywhere, is that New Jersey dad that assaulted the girl in the assaulted a teenager in a smoothie store. A teenage smoothie worker. She worked at the smoothie store.
Was he a Jersey dad or Connecticut?
A Connecticut dad.
Okay, so he's a Connecticut dad, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
So, you want to take the reins on this one?
I mean,
I got it. So, in the video that I guess one of the girls posted to TikTok, what you see is a gentleman coming into a smoothie shop and saying like, "Who made this smoothie?" And I shouldn't even say what. We should just run the tape.
Yeah, we'll run it. So we'll run it. We'll play it for you guys, and then we'll see what you guys think about it. We'll talk about it afterwards, because this was I was a little taken back. I was like, damn. I was like, listen, man, if my kid worked at that store,
oh man,
I might have gone up there.
We're gonna talk about this from both perspectives.
Don't videotape me.
You have no room to yell at us.
I want to speak to the fucking person who made this drink. Is that you?
No, it
we don't
wasn't
know
me.
who made it,
You
so
don't know who made it?
there's 4 of us here, so we honestly don't know.
Fucking stupid, fucking ignorant high school kids.
Okay,
I
bye.
want to speak to the fucking
Bye.
manager.
Okay, you can
Yeah,
call
stop,
corporate
stop.
whenever you want. Goodbye.
John, stop. You're on camera.
Fuck
You're
out
on
of
camera.
here,
You're on
you
camera.
fucking bitch.
No, I don't care.
Give it to me right now.
What?
I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police.
Fuck
Fuck
you.
you.
I want the fucking telephone
Get the
number
fuck
right now.
out.
Gianna,
I want the telephone number. Shut the fuck
You
up.
shut up. Get out. You can
Fucking
call corporate
stupid
whenever you
fucking
want.
idiot. You're
Bye.
a fucking idiot.
Okay, good for you. Bye.
I want the fucking
Bye.
number.
Bye.
Shut up.
You shut up. You're not gonna tell me to shut up. The fuck? Who are you? Who are you?
Fucking immigrant loser.
What?
Fuck you.
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! You're going to jail! You're going to jail, you racist piece of shit!
I want the fucking telephone.
Bro, call the police now.
I want the telephone number.
Go look it up. I don't give a fuck what you.
It's guy. You know what? They're definitely pushing this, but listen, as an adult, like, you do certain things you just can and cannot do, and like throwing a fucking extra large peanut butter cup smoothie at some fucking 16-year-old at a smoothie shop is one of those things that you cannot do. I read a news article because the man was later arrested, and what it said in the news article was that he bought shakes for his family, and one of the shakes had some kind of had either peanut butter or peanut butter residue. His son had a bad allergic reaction and had to go to the hospital. Now, instead of going to the hospital with his son, he sent his wife to the hospital with his son, and then he went there to accost these ladies, or these children, because they're kids, right? And they're definitely it's two sides, right? Because you look at this from a parent's perspective, and as a parent, I'm like, I would be furious. Like, if I tell somebody, like, hey, let me get, this and don't put any celery in it, and then they fucked up the order and it happened. It's one of those things that you kind of have to, unfortunately, you kind of expect that, right? When you get something from McDonald's and it's not right, it's like, it pisses you off, but it's kind of like, yeah, this is how it fucking is. It just happened to me over the weekend. I got a meal or whatever, and I got a value McNuggets, and they weren't in the bag. I was charged for it, never got it. Had to go back and get it. So, and when it happens, when it's something that you can't have in a drink, and your kid has an allergic reaction to it, it's a different circumstance than just being like, out of wings or out of McNuggets. It's kind of like, damn, now you just put my son in a compromising position. So I could understand his frustration. However, you can't go in there and do that, man.
No, it's I think Spaz was asking where it happened. I think it happened in Connecticut.
Yeah, it happened in Connecticut. And you know what? I'm sorry. But then this guy loses his job. This guy's a financial advisor at Merrill Lynch, and then he loses his job because of this.
But it was, when you think about it, because when I read the chat, right, because he goes in there, I didn't know all of that about the fact that it had peanut butter in it. Do we know if his kid actually had an anaphylactic reaction to this peanut butter? There was potential for that to occur? Because it didn't look like he drank any of it, because he smacked her with a full smoothie.
Yeah, well,
that didn't look like there was much missing.
yeah, no,
And that was a direct hit.
They might have went to the hospital as a precaution. Anybody could go to the hospital. You and I both know that people could go to the hospital for tummy aches, for toe aches.
Yeah.
You could go there because you've been smelling strawberries all day.
Yeah.
You know, and it seems suspicious. So you could go to the hospital for anything. But they did say that, they went there and, it must have not been too crazy, because if my kid's going through something, like, I'm probably going to be there with them. And then I'm just going to, there's ways to handle things, write a letter to corporate, do this, do that. Going in there and, berating these young, people, and then throwing a fucking smoothie at her is crazy. I think they definitely egged them on, but,
Yeah, I mean, he needed to show a little restraint. I mean, these are young girls, man. If you look at, if I go in there and I see that group of girls working there, I'm like, oh, you just messed up because you just playing around. Of course you're playing around. I wish I still had a job where I could play around.
Dude, you ever
I
been
want to play around. Look like you guys are having a great time. Like,
yeah, you ever been to Ralph's Italian Ices on a summer day?
Exactly. That's exactly the kind of group that was. It was like young girls working like, part-time or something. Like,
That's just a seasonal job, dude.
they're gonna mess it up. They're gonna mess it up. Like, I'm crazy that he expected such a high standard for what his smoothie was gonna be. I'm like, dude, what? Like, where do you think you are right now?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't think that they were capable of fucking this up?
Yeah.
If my kid can't have fucking strawberries, I'm not even going to go to a place like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, we can't have strawberries. I had a cousin whose son couldn't have chocolate. When I tell you these motherfuckers, none of the kids were able to have sweets, they just didn't have it. Because it was like, yo, we not going to fuck around and accidentally give him something that has chocolate because he's really, really allergic to it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what you got to do. And that was actually a point that I wanted to make, is there does come a point, if your kid has some kind of an allergic reaction, it's not, an allergy to something, like a food or something, like, or a person does. I love how now it's everybody's problem to address these allergies.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what would happen if they go in there and they're like, oh, hey, I have a peanut allergy, and they're in a restaurant. What if their manager's like, sorry, we can't serve you? We got a lot of peanut activity going on in here.
Oh, man, are you crazy? Are you fucking...
I
Are you
wonder.
peanut shaming? Are you allergy shaming
Yeah,
right now?
that's my question. Are they going to be marching outside that place?
Yeah, 100%. There's going to be people out there dressed in peanut bags. They're going to be wearing those sacks with the peanuts come in.
And that guy with the cane and the monocle.
Yeah, that guy's going to be... What? He's going to be leading this fucking parade.
The peanut guy.
Yeah. The truth, and it's, dude, you know how crazy, like middle schools and shit like that, you can't send your kid with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich if somebody has got a peanut allergy in the classroom.
That's crazy.
You can't, people's kids, we were just talking to a friend of ours today who their kid loves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah.
And they just can't bring it, they just aren't allowed to bring them to school for lunch.
Bro, when I was growing up, that was the alternate. The school gave you that. If you didn't like the chicken nuggets, like, I don't like chicken nuggets, they'll give you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That was the alternate sandwich.
Is this Darwin? What's going on with this peanut allergy? Why so many people fucking got it?
I don't know. It must be Oxycontin. The parents were on Oxys or something like that. It's got to be something that everybody's exposed to, but nobody's thinking about it. Like, it must have been something they changed in like an over-the-counter medication.
Yo, it's such a thing now that, like, when my daughter was born, when she got a little bit older, they were like, hey, why don't you give her a little bit of peanut butter? See what happens. And they're like, yeah, give her just a little bit. Just let her lick a little bit. And then tomorrow give her a little more. And then give her a little more and a little more and a little more and a little more. And then we'll just see, like, I'm like, it's to see if she's allergic to it.
Yeah, right. Just test it out.
And they were like, if she has a reaction, give her Benadryl, whatever. And they were like, but, if she has a little bit, and then even if she does have a slight allergy to it, like, she'll begin to, I guess, develop like a tolerance for it, like, as from being exposed to it. But
yeah.
But I guess it's such a big thing that, like, now they're talking to you about it when your kid is young. I'm sure that's something that they definitely didn't talk to my mom about me.
No, it's...
Are you crazy? My pediatrician was definitely smoking a cigarette as he fucking as he inspected me.
He gave it to you to hold it.
Yeah.
While he was like doing your blood pressure. Toma, aguanta aquí. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But you're right, man. And it's crazy. When I'm listening here in the chat, like Silent Sounds, I agree. He says, just make your own goddamn smoothie, right? Just make your own smoothie at home. It's not that serious. And And then a gluten allergy. Spaz is saying he had people with a gluten allergy used to come into Panera Bread he worked at. He said you'd be mind-boggled at how many people. That is crazy.
Panera Bread.
Bro.
What are you doing here?
Bro, it's not my fault you can't have bread. So now we got to reinvent bread?
It's on the fucking title. What do you mean, bro?
Yeah, Panera Bread. But it's like, I guess we're just expected to just accommodate for everybody when you have a business.
No, man, that's not the way life works, dude.
Nah.
You're not gonna make varsity. You might not never make varsity.
Yeah, well, we got to lower the standards of varsity so that everybody can make varsity.
Dude, that's the most.
So you got to do.
That's like going to a pizzeria and then asking them to make a whole pie with no sauce. You got any? You got any pizza? No. But I want it without the sauce. You got any? That's just bread and cheese. That's not pizza.
Yeah.
And you got to make it for the same price.
They're like, we got that. We got cheese bread. We got that. But I guess, I don't know. I guess everybody's just expected to just accommodate, make any kind of changes just so that I don't understand. I don't understand I don't know.
Listen, I'll tell you, if I own a steakhouse,
leave it.
I'm going to have a vegetarian option, right? Because I'm intelligent and I think that maybe
it's good
one day,
business practice.
Yeah, maybe I'm not trying to I'm not trying to keep anybody out of this. I want everybody's money. I want the vegans' money. I want the vegetarians' money. And I want the guys who eat steak. So if somebody comes with their, with their friend, significant other, and that person is a vegan, guess what? I might have an option. It's going to be maybe one thing because the reality of it is it's a steakhouse. But if one day we go to a place that is a steakhouse and it doesn't have that option, I sure as hell can't complain that there's no vegan fucking alternatives at this steakhouse. It's a steakhouse.
That's why you go to a steakhouse. You don't go to a steakhouse to alter the entire menu and just choose something else. That's not what it is.
You ever been out to dinner with guys like that? They're like, yo, let me get, I used to have a friend that used to get pork fried rice and be like, yo, no onions and extra pork and no vegetables. And I'm just like, why are you switching it all up?
That's annoying to me, to be honest.
That's not the way the chef was going to make it. Chinese food, I'll give you because it's not really like a chef thing. But the guys who go to the restaurant and do the same exact thing and say, oh, I got onions in it? I don't know. I'm just like, bro, that shit's delicious, bro. Just fucking eat that shit.
I can't stand that. I've been out to dinner a few times with a particular person that goes in a group of us, right? And they're always asking for something that they don't have on the menu.
Like the time I asked for rice at the Italian place?
Precisely. Just like that time you asked for rice at the Italian place and thought that they were crazy.
I was like, what do you mean they ain't got no rice over here?
Rice? What?
Go ahead.
So this person is always doing this. And it's like, no matter what, like we'll go to a nice ass place, like nice ass steakhouse, like skirt steaks, marinated, everything. Talking about chicken fingers. It's like going, yo, with the chicken fingers. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what do we have? Friendlies?
That person knew what he wanted before he left the house and knew where you were going.
Yeah, so it's like, maybe you should have sat this one out.
He said, yo, we're going out to dinner tonight. Where you going? I don't know yet, but I'm about to get some chicken fingers. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, or talking about like it comes with like a creamy mashed potato or like some kind of like, sauce or some kind of, some specific type of like seasoned butter or something on it. They talk about none of that. Take that all off.
Oh, yeah.
Just give me that steak and give me that meat. Give me it well.
Well, yeah.
No, you order a steak with me at a steakhouse and you ask for it well, I'm not going with you again.
I spit at you.
I'm not going with you again. This is the last. Enjoy this steak in my presence at this steakhouse because this will be the last time that we ever have a steak together.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel the same way about somebody who asks if it's less if they don't get sides.
Oh,
So
nah.
how much is it? How
Nah,
much
that
is
person can't come out to dinner with me because you can't afford it. You can't, unless we already established that I'm paying for you. If somebody comes out and says, can you take items off of the food to make it cheaper? You shouldn't have come.
Yeah, the reality is
You've got priorities that need adjustments.
Yeah.
Like-
Unless you're 16. Because when I was a kid, going to Applebee's with all my friends and shit like that.
Well, that's different.
Yeah. Are these drinks bottomless? That's
Yeah.
when I learned that word even existed. Like bottomless drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Because I used to know, like, all right, Applebee's is bottomless. Fridays, bottomless.
Was it bottomless or it was just twofers, no?
No.
After 10?
Well, not on alcohol. This is I'm talking about when you're young, you're 16, 17, you got
Oh.
your first job,
Yeah.
you're getting sodas.
You're like, yo, can I get Dr. Pepper all night long?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
Chili's
got you.
fucked up when they did that unlimited chips. They had like this chips and dip, and it was like unlimited chips. It was called like the ultimate something something that you could get chip. And so me and my boys would go there and just eat chips. We would just get there and just go in. They'd be like, no sauce left. We'd be like, can we get another thing of chips out here?
That waitress was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. As a grown-up, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's the most inconsiderate thing that you could do to a waitress.
Maybe. We're not going at night. Like, we're going like during the day. Nobody's in there.
Don't matter. She got to cater to you, and she ain't making no money. You ain't going to tip her. You know y'all broke motherfuckers wasn't tipping her.
No. We tip everybody. Nah, we give. I've never not given a tip. I don't get.
Well, as kids, you ain't tipping.
Even as a kid, I was.
What were you tipping her? $3?
We worked in the service industry. We worked off of tips.
Oh, that's true.
I used to sell beers at a baseball park.
That's when
ice
you
cold
get a
beers
good
here.
Yeah.
Beers here. Ice cold beers. Coors Light.
Yeah.
Coors Light.
Coors. That's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, bro. I haven't done it in a while, but I fucking hit the stadium right now. You know what I'm saying?
They used to send you to vocal coaching lessons and shit.
No,
they're like, you got to project Coors Light.
They didn't teach you anything, bro. They just went, dude. You would get a 32 pack in a bucket, and you would have to fill that bucket with ice, and you had to go up and down the stands. Like you couldn't yell from the bottom. First of all,
I'd have drilled a hole in the bottom of that thing, just so that as the ice melted, the water come out.
That's smart, but then you get all wet.
I do it in the front.
You're already getting wet because you're walking, bro. You're walking with this thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's
you're walking with. You're already getting wet because of the condensation on it.
You didn't want to throw it up on your head like this?
No, I was already the only Spanish dude there. I couldn't afford to do any weird shit.
Oh, damn. They probably would have been like, that's pretty good. Got a strong neck.
Yeah.
Can we get another one up there?
No, are you crazy? They would have been like, did you get that from back in your country? Or where'd you learn that at?
Right?
No, but yeah, you have to go up and down the stands, dude. The first week of the season, like you could barely talk because you're just getting used to getting out there and screaming again.
Oh my God, you gotta like warm up. Like halfway through the season, you start crushing it,
dude. Halfway through the season, you sat and you smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, bro. But you're screaming out there.
Yeah, but you're reaching two sections over.
Nothing makes tip money like selling beers at a baseball park.
Oh, definitely. And I'm sure them tips started going up the later in the game it went.
Are you crazy? The closer I got to the 7th inning stretch, because that's when they stopped selling beer.
Yeah.
And then by that point, you already know who's drinking and who's not.
Yeah.
By the 5th inning, I know where I'm going. I don't have to go up and down the stands. I know who wants it and who doesn't want it. You know? And that was actually a really good experience, like working at a baseball park.
That's pretty cool. Man.
Watching out for foul balls. You hear that bat crack. You just.
Yeah. Oh my God. Imagine. Jesus Christ. You'd be on Sports Center.
They used to tell us if we get hit or catch a foul ball, we can't keep it. I was like, bro, if I get hit with a foul ball,
I'm keeping it.
Yeah, I'm keeping it, bro. It's not enough. You guys are fucking slaving me out here in the summer for minimum wage. Dude, I was making like $6 an hour or some shit.
Well, that was a different time, too.
It was a different time. I remember coming home with like $90 checks. I was making like more in one night in tips than I would make in a week.
Yeah, that's a tricky industry because that's typically the way it goes. I mean, you get paid a fairly low hourly wage, but then hopefully the tips are good. You know, it depends where you work too.
Yeah, depends where you work, what you're selling.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you right now, the hot dog girl ain't coming. I mean, the popcorn girl ain't coming home with a lot of money.
No, well, yeah, it comes with the price mark. The beer is the most expensive thing that's being sold out there individually, right?
Not only that, but the math was good on it, right? Because if you get a hot dog, you get a $3.75. The hot dogs are $3.75. Let's just say, right? The most you're gonna get is like a lot of times people just say to keep the change
when they give you a $5. Then you're keeping like $1.
Not even, bro. Sometimes they want the $1 back, and you just keep the change, the 25 cents. But you get something that's like $2.25, or a beer. I think a beer was $5.25 at the time. This is a while ago, or give or take. But even if you get to keep the change, it's still 75 cents. It's closer to $1.
Yeah, I got you.
You fuck around and get something that's even. Forget about it. The popcorn person, that was $5 a bag.
Oh, he was getting a straight 5.
Yeah, bro, you ain't getting no tips.
Damn, he was getting a straight 5. That's a real smart observation. He said the math was good on it.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. Oh no, dude, I worked there for years, bro. You knew what you wanted when you got there. I didn't get beer right away. You know, I don't work my way from soda, to hot dogs. Soda, you want to talk about getting a firm dick, and those are like $2.75. That's one of the ones you ain't making a lot of money on soda.
Oof, no, because most people are gonna get 2. Mm-hmm. They're gonna give you a 5 and couple like 50 cents or $6.
Yeah, but if you're creative, you keep all your tops, and then you take those tops, you go home and you plug them in, and you win prizes online. The soda people, some people were creative with the soda.
Used to come up with a side hustle
because we sold like Pepsi. So there was like underneath the caps, there's like codes. Motherfuckers would go home with thousands of caps and go home and just put them all, log them all. They'd be winning bicycles and shit.
Damn, that's smart. Do you know anybody that ever actually won some really cool shit? Like
Nothing cool,
They were
no.
like, man, I want like a 50-inch flat screen.
Oh,
or something.
TV, yeah.
Yeah?
I knew people that win TVs, bikes, air conditioners, fucking those Xenon TVs and shit. You ever seen remember that show on Nickelodeon? Of the Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yes.
Yeah, they used to win those TVs and shit.
Damn.
But nothing like nobody ever. I don't even know anybody that won a car or anything like that.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder, man. I wonder, because that's the hustle. Like, you ever see that that documentary on that Monopoly game where people used to get the pieces? You know, used to peel little pieces off the McDonald's items.
Oh yeah, the Monopoly thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
you
there's a whole Netflix documentary on people cheating that shit.
It's exactly what I just asked you.
I'm reading the chat. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said, did you see that Netflix documentary about the Monopoly pieces? You're like, yeah, Monopoly pieces. They got a Netflix documentary about that.
I'm sorry, I read the chat. Excuse me, I'm distracted. You know,
Nah,
we still don't
it's all
have a
good.
third body here to read the chat.
It's
to
all
us.
good. It's all good.
I'm sorry, but yes, I did see it. Very good. And Seeker, Tom. This was a baseball park on Long Island. It was and this was many years ago. It might have been $3.75 for the drinks, but this was many moons ago. I told you I was this was 2005, 2006.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. That's almost like 20 years ago, bro.
Damn.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was
God.
a while ago. This was like, dude, you know who used to play there? Carl Everett. I'm not even going to expose this dude. I don't want to fucking talk about it anymore. I almost went in and gave up a deep, dark secret.
Yeah, we're going to leave you.
That's going to stay there. I want to talk to you because, you know, there's been like snow flurries coming down.
Yeah.
And
Snowed this morning. I was shocked.
yeah, and I want to get this out of the way, just in case, you know, any heart that I could touch, I want to touch now. If you're one of these people who leaves your fucking house with 2 feet of snow on top of your car, all your fucking windows full of snow, and like just like a pocket cut out on your windshield, please kindly go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's a fucking stupid. Yeah, did I ever tell you what happened to my dad? My dad was driving on the highway. The guy in front of him had a whole bunch of snow on top of his truck. It flew off in a sheet and smashed my dad's windshield.
Ooh,
My dad was doing like 50 on the highway.
You
And
could hurt somebody,
oh,
dude.
What? Dude, my dad fucking swerved and shit. By some miracle, he regained control of the car and pulled off the side of the road.
Dude, you gotta think that guy made it all the way to the highway. I'll give you fresh powder, right? It might come off like when you go down the street, but when you got ice on top of your car, you're like rolling around with a weapon up there. And you just
Yeah.
gonna fling that shit somewhere. One time, I thought I was being lazy, and my girl's telling me, you know, we're gonna leave, go clean the car off, whatever. So I'm cleaning the car off, and I don't clean the roof off. I clean everything else off except for the roof. I do the same dickhead move I just told people not to do.
Yeah.
And my shorty's like, "Oh, you're not gonna clean the top off?" I was like, "Nah, I got this trick. Don't worry." So I get in the car. We get out of the driveway. We're like maybe like 100 feet from the house, and we're driving straight. And I just fucking slam on the brakes. Slam. All the snow comes from the top of the car, falls all down the front of the car.
Did it just land on your
It
windshield?
just landed on the windshield. And I was like,
Just
and
slid
when
down.
it started happening, I was like, ha, see? And then it just completely covered my windshield. In the middle of the street, I can't see shit now. And it was just nothing but snow. So I tell my girl, she's like laughing at me. She's like, ha, fucking stupido. Now what? She's like, what are you going to do now? And I was like, I meant for this to happen. Now watch this. And I turned the windshield wipers on. And
It was
just
probably
snap.
too. It was probably too heavy.
I snapped both the windshield wipers.
This is like a Curb Your Enthusiasm
Bro,
episode.
they were like, I was pissed too, because I buy anything on my girl's car. Like, I always, it's me that put it on there. So I remember that summer she needed new windshield wipers, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna get the rain guard shits that like put the fucking the shit on your windshield, make the water bead up, and they were like fucking $35 for one of them. And I remember getting both of them, and I remember snapping them shits on snow. I was so fucking pissed.
Jesus, man, what you got to do is just turn and then gas into the turn a little bit, and it slides
out,
off
yeah.
the side. But it's got to be, it's got to be a little loose already. I mean, that's not going to work unless like all the time.
It's a really tough thing because not a tough thing like it's difficult, but I also don't want people to scratch their cars because a lot of people don't know. Like, dude, you can't be rubbing a broom on your car. Like that's just gonna leave like scratches all over your paint. It's gonna leave scratches all over the roof. Like,
yeah,
and that brush that you get, like you could scrape your glass, but people be using that brush on their car. I'm like, oh, that is definitely dick in your paint.
And they throw it in the back seat on the floor, which gets up a whole bunch of sand. And then you take that sand and wipe your car with those grains of sand that are in the brush after it was on the back seat, on the floor in the back seat, You
want to catch up on the chat real quick?
Yeah, man. I mean, Silence is saying that he wants to come do the behind the scenes.
Come on down.
Bro, aren't you still in Cali, bro?
I was just going to say, I thought he lived in California.
Aren't you still in Cali, Silence? I think he is.
Spaz says, the same shit happened to me. It was an 18-wheeler going on the opposite side of the LIE. I was doing 60 in the opposite direction. Ooh, that's crazy. Listen, 18-wheelers, come on, you got to be a little more responsible than that.
Yeah, man. But damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. People don't know, man.
Yeah, clean the snow off your car, ladies and gentlemen. And did you ever had a bunch of snow inside your tire and like it make your car drive like shit? You got a bunch of snow and shit in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to kick that. Even the stuff that gets caught on your mud flap. Like people
you
are just
get all that off of there.
People just build up like slush and it'll pack in there and freeze up. And then they'll just, when you're turning, you can feel that. That shit, your tires will start rubbing on there. You'll start losing control. That's crazy. You lose turn radius. Like it's like that shit is no good, man.
Yeah, it messes up the balance of the tire. Like that's how they balance the tire. That's what those little things they stick on the inside the rim, those are weights.
Yeah.
That they use to balance the tire. So like when you put a fucking 30-pound block of ice in there, like that shit ain't balanced no more.
You know what you ain't got?
Yeah.
Balance. You got to get that car back to Zen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
bro.
Yeah. You got to balance that
I had to do that shit before stop and just fucking kick all that ice out of there or stick one of those things in there.
Yeah, interesting, man. I mean, Jesus, I hate the snow. That's why I say I can't believe we wouldn't be having this conversation if we lived in Florida. Wouldn't be having this conversation.
I don't know about fucking Florida.
I'm going to Florida.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know enough. I'm not even gonna talk shit about Florida. I know a bunch of weird shit happens there. I like their automotive laws and the fact that they don't. They're pretty. You could pretty much register anything down there. You could register a fucking one-wheeled go-kart.
Yeah, America. But
Go ahead, man. I know you got a couple things you wanted to talk about, man. I don't want to.
I don't have nothing.
Did you see that chick in the stormtrooper costume at gunpoint being in Canada? There was a girl walking down the street. She looked like she was like leaving like a store or something like that. And she was dressed in like a full stormtrooper costume.
Okay.
And she had like a plastic like laser gun like the stormtroopers used to wear. And you see somebody like driving by recording her, and all of a sudden like the cops pull up and they got her at gunpoint and like they're making her get down and shit. And like there's people saying like, "Oh, it's a plastic gun. Like she's in a fucking stormtrooper costume. Like what do you fucking think is going on here?" And they get they like get on the floor, get on your knees, get on your stomach, take her down. They don't like aggressively take her down. She goes down. They handcuff her and shit like that.
Where was this?
Canada.
Oh,
Alberta.
Damn. What it probably had nothing to do with that.
People don't have guns in Canada. Actually, I don't know that.
It probably has nothing to do with the gun. She probably wasn't vaccinated or some shit. That's probably what happened. Everybody thinks it has something to do with the gun.
It was because she wasn't wearing a mask above her costume.
Nah, she wasn't. She wasn't.
She didn't have the schmack scene.
She didn't have the double schmaxing act. She didn't have it.
That's super fucking funny. I seen it this morning, and it's just so comical to see cops like with a stormtrooper at gunpoint, like telling them to get down.
Bro, it's hilarious to me. I'm like, oh my god, come on, guys.
It's like, what the fuck is happening?
There's a video you said, right? I gotta check it out when I get out of here.
It's like somewhat interesting. The woman, she was let go with no charges pressed.
Yeah.
It's just fucking. Listen. If somebody said this lady had a gun and go get her, like that's probably what happened. Honestly, somebody probably seen her walking down the street and they were like, "Hey, there's a lady walking down the street in a fucking white costume and she's got a gun."
I think it was probably all like set up.
Oh, you think it's not even real?
No, I don't believe any of that. There's way too many situations like that where people just go viral from it. Just to it's acting this way just to get clicks, just to get people to check it out. I mean, I'm going to check it out.
From what perspective? From the cops or from the lady?
Everybody in the video.
Oh.
Everybody in the video.
This is a coup you're referring to.
But also, Canada's pretty strict with certain laws they have up there. So I don't know. I don't live there. But poor lady. She's just trying to be a stormtrooper. She's just trying to cosplay.
Yeah.
You know? Let the people cosplay.
I want to know the story about her wearing a fucking stormtrooper costume in like the middle of the day. Like, what's going on with you?
Yeah, I want to know where she was going. Yeah. Can we get the rest of this story? Like,
Where the fuck was this shit going in that fucking costume? This guy comes out the store that's like that she's in front of, and they're like, "Sir, get inside," and he's like, "It's a plastic gun." So get inside.
oh, he was. They were
Yeah.
trying to save him from the
Yeah.
stormtrooper.
And he's like, "What are you guys fucking dumb?" She's wearing
They're like,
a
go
stormtrooper-
inside. She's with the Sith. Get inside.
It's a studio quality gun.
Right? That is wild, man. You got to use a little more discretion. Like, you know, they got to be a little smarter.
Yeah, you got to be a little quicker than that.
You got to be quicker than that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold by it. But we are approaching the hour. So we got to get our final thoughts out.
Final thoughts, man. Final thoughts. That's all I got, man. This is episode 71.
This is episode 71. Is there a fight card this weekend? Real quick. I want you to tell me of the remaining teams in the NFL. And you don't have to make this off of any informed decision, but it's the Bengals versus the Chiefs for the NFL conference. NFL for one conference, and if it's the 49ers versus the Rams for the other conference. I know I should know which conference is which, but the truth is, I told you guys already. I don't fucking
Bengals,
know.
49ers.
That's what you got? Yeah, that's what I want to do, predictions. I'm going to say...
I picked that with no information at all. I was like, Bengals are cool. I have a tattoo of a tiger. Let's go Bengals.
yeah, I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to say Chiefs, Ram.
All right, you going Chiefs, Rams.
You know what?
You want to put some money on these and we'll see what happens.
I'm going to go Chief Rams, yeah. I wanted to go Chief 49ers, but the Rams cost me money this weekend, so I'm going to go Chiefs, Rams. And I wonder where where's the Super Bowl going to be this year? Do you know?
I don't. That's an interesting question because the city wherever the Super Bowl is going to be is lit for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, it's going to be at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California.
Well, it's not going to be that lit because, as we all know, you can't really do too much.
Well, you see I think the halftime show is like digitized. It's going to be like a video, I think.
Are you kidding me?
I read something about that. It's going to be like a video. I don't know if that's true.
Here we go.
Because somebody told me this, and I wouldn't even have mentioned it on the podcast if we weren't talking about this. Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. The Super Bowl halftime show is going to be in the goddamn metaverse. Here we go.
You'll see Dr. Dre, Mary J. First of all, I fucking don't even like this lineup. And I know people are going to hate me for saying this, but if I see Snoop Dogg in one more fucking thing, I'm so tired of seeing this dude. But it's going to be Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and Snoop Dogg. And they're going to be, they will feature either two.
Does Kendrick even have new music?
Yeah, I think who told me that was this fucking lying to me. I think it's going to be a regular performance.
It is going to be a regular performance?
Yeah, I shouldn't have fucking said that.
You mean I can't see Kendrick in the metaverse?
No,
I can't?
I'm sure you'll be able to see him in the metaverse, but I don't think that's the way it's going to work for the Super Bowl. We'll see. I'm not a big fan of the fucking halftime performance anyways.
Silent sounds. You're killing me, son.
The Super Bowl's in Wuhan. I'm not a big. Are you like? I like the commercials, but I'm not a huge halftime show guy.
It just kind of extends the day, adds an element to the party.
Fucking dog and pony show.
You know,
which one over the years do you have one that you that really stuck out for you?
Yeah, I mean, always Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
Of course, yeah.
But I would say,
has she said that was planned intentionally?
I don't even know. I'm not getting into that. I have no idea.
That thing was.
It must have been.
Are you crazy? That thing was had hair and makeup.
It's I'm thinking. I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers when they did it, but it was so lame. They weren't allowed to really perform. You know that?
What are you talking about?
They made them do like a
Was that when that
Like-
dude took his shirt off the whole concert?
Like a background track they made him do.
I don't know what that is.
Like they didn't play real live instruments. They were pretending.
Oh, they were lip syncing?
Yeah, because they said that it was like too much to risk on like live television or something like that.
What?
You know,
These guys do this shit for a living.
I know. This is literally what they do.
They do that shit 6 days a week.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, that makes sense. Do you know that I didn't know? I always said lip singing. Someone tells me the other day it's lip syncing.
Yes, it is.
You've been saying lip syncing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lip syncing.
All right. Kind of regret saying that to you. Wish I would have caught you
Why?
out so I could have corrected you one day. But now we'll never know.
Why? You didn't think I said lip syncing?
I don't know what you said.
Oh,
I
I definitely do say lip syncing.
okay. I don't have any, no
Just so
shame
there's
in
no
my-
misconceptions here. I identify as a person that says lip syncing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to.
Respect me.
I do. I'm not going to say anything. That's it, yo. Masters of None.
Right there.
Go ahead.
That's it.
That's
Episode
it.
71,
That's
Masters of None podcast. Like, leave a comment, subscribe, and follow us on all social. Thank y'all.
That's it. Peace out.
Dale la música.
Oye, te hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma.